Block 9, Lot 15, project located on the eastern side of State Highway 210, 0 feet south of Greenwood Lake Terrace, 390 Jersey Avenue, SM Zone of the Town of Warwick, County of Orange, State of New York. Representing the applicant.
Jim Rankin, Clerk Office.
Jim, do you have a copy of the comments? Okay, comment number 1, planning board to discuss seeker.
This is a type 2 action, no further seeker action is required.
Perfect. Comment number 2, applicant to discuss project.
Yeah, so we're here for the public hearing. And what we're looking to do is build a single-family house on an existing vacant lot, permitted use in that zone. The reason we're here is because the building's going to be within our.
Which is our code. How far is the house situated from the lake?
So the closest corner to the approximate shoreline is 49.7.
James, do you have these certified mailings? Mr. Chairman, we received the certified mailings for the Nancy public hearing.
Comment number 3 is for the Conservation Board. There were no comments from them. 4 ARB, no comments received from them. Comment number 5, Orange County Planning Department, 9/4/24, no advisory comments. Town of Warwick Building Department, 9/6/24, covered structure on shoreline of lake with deck, trailer storage for many boats, 3 accessory storage buildings near property lines, not permitted. They were taken care of, correct? The building department issues? Yes. Yes. It could be a condition, but they have to be moved.
Yeah, because they're not going to stay there.
That's exactly. Number 7, New York State DOT, 8/8/25, driveway entrance design, accept to provide offer with seeker documentation. Connie provided 8/12/25. So we have that. 8, septic testing was witnessed on June 10th, 2025. Engineer to provide a signed, sealed letter confirming that the soil test results for the original design are similar to the soil test results witnessed on June 10th, 25, and thus the design is not changed.
No.
Number 9, survey to be incorporated. 9, survey to be incorporated into the plan set. Also, the existing features shown in the survey should be shown in the site plan. 10, provide a map note stated that no construction proposed use shall begin until the maps are signed by the planning board chairman and building department permits are obtained. Sheet 1, general notes, note 11.
Yes, it's on there.
11, surveyor must sign and seal the plan because meets and bounds are included on the drawings. 12, surveyor to certify that iron rods have been set at all property corners. 13, payment of all fees.
Let's get done.
Absolutely. Any board members have any comments, concerns, professionals? As I said, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to address the board in the application, please just come up here and state your name for the record, sir. To the board, to the board.
Please state your name for the record again.
My name is Ron Kahn, I'm a neighbor of the property. What is the zoning regulations for the water side? You said 49 and change, but what is it called?
There's a 100-foot buffer right here.
So you're exceeding the setback by 50 feet. Is that what you're saying?
That's not a setback, that's a buffer.
Okay.
There's
So the
two different
setback is
things.
30 feet, I think, the rear yard setback.
It's a rear yard setback, that sounds right.
And that's where the corner of the building will be placed
I'm just asking what the
in
relation code is.
Right.
The code is over a 30-foot setback?
For the rear yard.
In the rear yard.
Rear yard,
Okay, that's the rear of the water side.
yes.
Correct. Then what does the buffer mean? The buffer?
The buffer is just, because Greenwood Lake is a protected water body, anybody that does anything in the town of Warwick that's within 100 feet of Greenwood Lake, it comes to typically it comes to the planning board, but it gets an additional level of review to make sure that what you're doing is not adding, erosion or pollutants or anything into the lake. it doesn't have to be 100 feet away. If it's not 100 foot away from the lake, that's why the applicant comes
It could
here.
be more, it could be more.
It could be more, sure. But if it's less, which they're less, that's why they're in front of the board to make,
The house also is in that 100 foot?
Yeah, it's 50 feet.
yes, the
yeah.
house is 50 feet from the water.
So, and you say it had to be 100 buffer?
No, the 100-foot buffer triggers them to come to the planning board. So pretty much any property on the lake in Greenwood Lake is coming to the planning board.
Okay, got it.
It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
And it's what the engineer was just explaining. Once they're before us, there's a different level of scrutiny to make sure that the septic and everything else that's done doesn't adversely affect the lake.
Okay. Still a little concerned, I didn't totally understand the buffer, 100 foot.
The 100-foot buffer is a trigger to come to the planning board.
It has nothing to do with the actual setbacks or anything?
No, then there's setbacks that they have to meet.
The required zoning setback is 30 feet from the lake.
Okay.
So we just make sure, but it is a if you came to us, if you wanted to build something on your property with 2 houses down, you'd be here.
I was,
I think he was.
There you go,
I
so-
recognize his name.
Well, welcome back.
okay,
That's fine.
thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments from the public? Let the record indicate there's no further public comment. So make a motion, there is no seeker, correct?
It's a type 2 action.
So someone care to make a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Is there a motion for an approval?
I'll make a motion for Jennifer and Alamanti trustee site plan approval for the use and construction of a new single-family residence located within a designated protection area of Greenwood Lake situated on tax parcel section 73, block 9, lot 15. Project located on the eastern side of State Highway 210 feet south of Greenwood Lake Terrace. Is that right?
No,
Yeah.
it's Highway 210.
Oh, I'm sorry, State Highway 210,
comma,
0 feet south of Greenwood Lake Terrace, 390 Jersey Ave in the SM zone of the Town of Warwick, County of Orange, State of New York.
6
com-
through 13 as
com-
revised.
Comments 6 through 13 as revised.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. You're welcome. Might as well. Okay, you guys are all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along to review of submitted maps. Blaine Town Square, NTBS Management Group. Application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use and construction of mixed-use commercial, residential, recreational development situated on tax parcel, section block and lot 51-141.2. Project located on the southern side of New York State Route 94, 1,100 feet east of Warwick Turnpike. 137 State Route 94 South in the CB zone of the Town of Warwick. Representing the applicant.
Jim Ramos, Broker Engineer.
Jim, you have a copy of the comments.
Yes, I do.
Comment number 1, planning board to discuss seeker.
So this is a type 1 action, as the project will involve the physical alteration of over 10 acres. The planning board can indicate its intent to assume lead agency. A full EAF Part 1 has been submitted, and we prepared a lead agency notice of intent and resolution for the board to commence coordinated review. We have also prepared a full environmental assessment form, Part 2, identifying the following large or moderate impacts. This Part 2 cannot be adopted until 30 days has passed from the distribution of the lead agency NOI. I would recommend that the planning board have the applicant prepare a draft Part 3 environmental assessment form addressing these potential impacts. Alternatively, due to the size and location of the project and the wide range of potential impacts associated with it, the planning board may, and the project sponsor may wish to proceed directly to a positive declaration of environmental significance, as the adverse impacts are unlikely to be avoided. And these impacts are identified are impact to land, impact on surface water, impacts on groundwater, impacts on plants and animals, impact on agricultural resources, aesthetic resources, impact on noise and light, impact on traffic, impact on energy, and impact on community character. Additionally, if you're, I understand that these plans are fairly preliminary at this point, but we would like to see lighting plans, preferably with more important metrics, landscaping plans, and any kind of signage and renderings of the project. We saw renderings at the workshop, but if you could provide all and any materials to the planning board for review, that's great.
Thank you. I know we discussed the pause deck at the work session. I think, my personal opinion, it's a very wise move to do it early and get started with that. So Danielle, we could do the type 1 to get started, and then I would, I mean, with the consensus of the board, you know, I think that's where we're headed, correct? It sounds like, I mean, it sort of makes sense to me. I don't think we'll do that tonight. We could do the lead agency to get started, and then we'll proceed. And I think we have to, you know, remedy the pond, you know, prepare the pause deck,
Yes,
correct?
Yeah, we'll go forward with the lead agency anyway, and then once 30 days is commenced, then we can move forward with the.
Okay, so I think we have a consensus of the board, Jim, that that's the rate we're gonna go. So we'll deal with that, Connie, when we get to that point. So if someone could take care of the type 1 lead agency, please.
I'd like to propose a resolution establishing lead agency, type 1 action. Name of action, Blaine Town Square. Whereas the Town of Warwick Planning Board is in receipt of an application for site plan approval on Town of Warwick tax lot SBL 51-141.2 on New York State Route 94 North. The project site is within the Community Business CB zoning district and the Ridgeline Overlay, Aquifer Protection Overlay, and Agricultural Protection Overlay districts. The applicant is proposing a mixed-use, commercial, residential, recreational development on approximately 38 acres of land fronting on the northbound side of New York State Route 94, across from the Price Chopper entrance. The project includes 8 proposed structures having a total footprint of 145,200 square feet and will be a mix of office, retail, food service, and other uses. 4 of the structures will each have 18 one-bedroom accessory apartments on the 2nd story. A 9th building and associated athletic field is also proposed to be used for indoor and outdoor sports and recreation. Additional improvements proposed include access roads, parking, utilities, and stormwater management facilities. And whereas a full environmental assessment form dated, I don't know what the date is.
June 24th.
Oh, wait a minute, no, okay, wait a minute, it's a full environmental assessment form dated June 24th, 2025 was submitted by the project sponsor. And whereas, after comparing the application to the thresholds contained in 6 NYC RR 617.4 and 5, the Planning Board has determined that the proposed project is a Type 1 action, as the project will involve the physical alteration of over 10 acres. And whereas the Planning Board has identified the following potential involved agencies for this proposed action: New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, Orange County Department of Health, now therefore be it resolved that the Planning Board hereby classifies the proposed action as Type 1 pursuant to 6 NYC RR 617.46I, and thereby declares itself lead agency for the coordinated seeker review of this action. And be it further resolved that the Planning Board Secretary is hereby directed to mail copies of the attached lead agency notice along with a signed and dated copy of the full Part 1 EAF to be provided by the project sponsor, along with a copy of the application to all identified involved agencies. And be it further resolved that a determination of significance will be made at such time as all information has been received by the Planning Board to enable it to determine whether the action will or will not have a significant effect on the environment.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? The only discussion I have is on some of these agencies we'll get with you tomorrow, Danielle. I think we need to add DOT, whether the Village of Warwick involved or interested, you know, something to that effect, but we'll discuss it tomorrow. So this may be amended to send to other agencies.
Yeah.
Okay? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Jimmy, on this one, I know it's the beginning, you want to do a quick synopsis of what it is, because it sounds like after the 30 days, so we got seeker going now, but after the 30 days, we'll probably do a pause deck and we'll break it down into everything. If you want to do a quick synopsis of what is proposed, that's fine, but these other comments I'm going to put for the record at this point.
Okay, yeah, so the applicant and the owners are very excited for this project. There's some group of lawyers, once this gets built, they want to have their offices here as well. So what, you know, we're definitely looking to do is coordinate with the DOT, I spoke to Kurt about that entrance and changing the light or whatever the DOT needs us to do on that. Basically, you know, it has the ability to get the water and the sewer from the town.
Yet to be determined.
Okay.
That's yet to be determined.
Right.
That's something, again, I think we're gonna have to work through that, because whether there's capacity or not across the street,
Okay,
we don't know that yet.
so, our calculations are approximately 30,000 gallons.
Yeah, we heard that 30 a day. And again, like I said, this is initial, it's a big project, and we'll go through it step by step, so, you know.
And then we're gonna have to work, with some of the marginal access connections, I heard some of those,
Yep.
with some controversies, so we're gonna make some changes on that, whatever we have.
Okay. And we could discuss with neighboring property owners when we get there, if they're interested or not, but we'll go from there. All right, any questions from the board at this point?
The barn that's directly across from Christ Chapel, which is where the light is. Is that why you're saying that maybe DOT will have to look at moving that light?
Well,
I'm trying to think, how do you do that without taking down that barn, and maybe that's in the plans?
Well, maybe, once we discuss with the DOT, just like on the Price Chopper side, we have a turn lane, so we may have to, put a different turn lane right into the project there. And we wanna keep it directly across from that lake itself.
Yeah, but you would also need to come out,
Right, right.
to turn
Again,
right towards the village. So I'm just, there's no plans at this point to necessarily take down the barn.
Yes, there is. It appears on the.
I think there is.
I'm not holding you to
Yeah,
it.
no, it appears on the plan, if you look at it, the barn is superimposed right where that entrance of the water is.
Okay,
Okay.
I got you.
Okay, so we'll get you started on seeker, so comments 3 through 54 for the record, and we will go from there. Thank you, Jim. You too. Black Walnut Creek LLC, application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use of construction for commercial agricultural farm market over 4,000 square feet, a museum village and eating and drinking establishment situated on tax parcel, section 4, block 1, lot 2.46, project located on the northern side of Van Sickle Road, 375 plus or minus feet north of the intersection at Pulaski Highway, 13 Van Sickle, AKA 6 Sodrick Lane, in the AA zone of the Town of Warwick. Previously discussed at the planning board meeting of 5/21/25. Representing the applicant.
Keith Woodruff, Engineering Surveying Properties.
Keith, you have a copy of the comments?
Yes.
Comment number 1, planning board to discuss seeker.
We recommend that this action is classified as a type 1. The applicant has prepared a full environmental assessment form, part 1, and we have prepared a resolution for the board to declare lead agency to commence coordinated review.
Can someone take the seeker action, please?
Like to propose a resolution establishing lead agency for type 1 action, naming the action Black Walnut Creek. Whereas the Town of Warwick Planning Board is in receipt of an application for the site plan and special use permit approval on Town of Warwick tax lot SBL 4-1-2.46 at 13 Van Sickle Road. project site is within the AI agricultural industry zoning district and the biodiversity, agricultural protection, and aquifer protection overlay districts. The applicant is proposing to add a multifaceted museum component to include a formal dedicated museum space within a lower level of the barn. The museum will be complemented with a food truck area and a dedicated eating and drinking space. And whereas a full environmental assessment form, FEAF, dated May 28th, 2025, was submitted by the project sponsor. And whereas after comparing the application to the thresholds contained in 6 NYCRR 617.4 and 5 and 10 NYCRR 97.14, the planning board has determined that the proposed project is a type 1 action. And whereas the planning board has identified the following potential involved agencies for this proposed action: New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, Orange County Department of Health. Now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby classifies the proposed action as type 1 pursuant to 10 NYCRR 97.14B2I, and hereby declares itself lead agency for the coordinated seeker review of this action. And be it further resolved that the planning board secretary is hereby directed the mail copies of the attached lead agency notice, along with a signed and dated copy of the full Part 1 EAF to be provided by the project sponsor, along with a copy of the application to all identified involved agencies. And be it further resolved that a determination of significance will be made at such time as all information has been received by the planning board to enable it to determine whether the action will or will not have a significant effect on the environment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Comment number 2, applicant to discuss project.
As briefly described in the lead agency determination, it's a 54-acre parcel located between Sodrick and Van Sickle Lane off of Pulaski Highway. The applicant is looking to convert the commercial agricultural current with a small farm stand into a larger farm market area over 4,000 square feet, subject to or in conjunction with an eating and drinking establishment, a museum village, as well as some other ancillary uses. Currently, they have a food truck which did receive requires an Orange County Health Department permit. We will be exceeding a public water supply and sewage, so those will also be applications and approvals by the health department. The plans were recently changed and submitted to the board in June, for which we've modified the parking layout, increased the number of parking spaces. We calculated a required count of 29 spaces. We provide 54 spaces on gravel surface in front of the existing barn, with an additional 96 spaces of overflow parking located along Van Sickle Lane, farm lane on the way out. So for the farm festivals and any additional temporary overflow parking, that's where those spaces will be utilized. We also modified the hours of operation. So previously, I think it was 12 a.m. We have it now listed on the plans as 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. hours of operation. And we understand that there's some additional work that needs to be added to the plans. We have a copy of the comments, and I don't think there's anything specific that we need to go through unless there's something that the board wants to
Is there anything the board would like to discuss? I know we discussed the parking layout at the work session, the wood chips, stuff like that wasn't gonna fly. The main reason tonight was to get seeker going, so we did that. I think we'll wait another submittal to see where we're at, unless the board's comfortable setting this for a public hearing, next available agenda. It's up to the board if you wanna see the different layout.
I'd rather see the better layout.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I'll put comments 3 through 49 for the record. Keith, you have no questions on these at this point?
No,
So
these
how-
are questions, or comments that we can work through.
Yes.
here.
Okay, so let's get that, then make another submittal, and we'll get you guys going on that, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, moving along, Urban Extracts Phase 2. Application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use and construction of cannabis manufacturing and distribution situated on tax parcel section block and lot 46-151.2. Project located on the southern side of John Hicks Drive, 100 feet west of State School Road, 41 and 43 John Hicks Drive, in the OI zone of the Town of Warwick. Representing the applicant.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jerry Casessa with HD Realty Services.
You can come up over here, so I can get you better. on the record.
Absolutely. You have a copy of the comments? Are you,
So you're
do you-
Jerry?
Yes, thank you. So I'm Jerry Casessa with HD Realty Services. Here with my client, Aaron Sharin, CEO of Urban Extracts, and our engineer, Eric Roby of Hudson Land Design.
Aaron, can you spell your last name, please? S-H.
E-R-I-N. Jerry, you have a copy of the comments?
We did get a couple of comments.
Perfect. Comment number 1, planning board to discuss seeker.
So this is an unlisted action under seeker. We have prepared a resolution for the board to declare the agency. I will preface that there is an error in the third whereas clause, aside from the repeated dated error, that we state the action will involve physical alteration of 10 acres. That is not accurate, so we will redact that and revise and send to Connie. However, we've also prepared a short environmental assessment form, part 2. If the planning board agrees with our identified actions and commence review, they may wish to adopt the part 2. And the impacts we identified were potential impact on land, traffic, existing water supplies, historic and archaeological resources, and other, as we identified, the potential impact of the increase of odors.
All right, thank you. Someone care to take action on the seeker?
I propose a resolution establishing lead agency for an unlisted action. Name of the action is Urban Extracts Phase 2. Whereas the Town of Warwick Planning Board is in receipt of an application for site plan and special permit approval on the Town of Warwick tax lot, section 46, section block and lot 46-1-51.2 on John Hicks Drive. The project site is within the Office Industrial Zoning District. The applicant is proposing to adapt the adaptive reuse of the existing Honor Housing Unit, Building 10, as a cannabis manufacturing and distribution facility from the reuse of Honor Housing Unit, Building 11, for staff accommodations housing. Building 11 will be expanded with a 6,314 square foot, 3-story addition. The project also includes the 3 outdoor cannabis growing areas totaling approximately 118,400 square feet. Construction of 4 additional greenhouses and reuse of the existing piggery building, that's a word I'm not familiar with, Building 15, as a training building with greenhouses. And whereas a full environmental assessment form dated June 23, 2025 was submitted by the project sponsor. And whereas after comparing the application to the thresholds contained in 6 NYC RR 617.4 and 5, the planning board has determined that the proposed project is an unlisted action, as the project will involve the physical alteration of over 10 acres. And whereas the planning board has not identified any potential involved agencies for this proposed action. And now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby classifies the proposed action as an unlisted action and hereby declares itself lead agency for the coordinated seeker review of this action. And be it further resolved that the planning board secretary is hereby directed to mail copies of the attached lead agency notice, along with a signed and dated copy of the short Part 1 EAF to be provided by the project sponsor, along with a copy of the application to all identified involved agencies. And be it further resolved that a determination of significance will be made at such time as all information has been received by the planning board to enable it to determine whether the action will or will not have a significant effect on the environment.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, the only discussion is, as Danielle pointed out, the line in the third whereas, as the project will involve the physical alteration of over 10 acres, we'll strike that,
Yeah.
because that is incorrect.
There's several.
And additionally, we reference coordinated review of the uncoordinated.
Uncoordinated, where is that?
That is now therefore be it resolved.
So uncoordinated review, okay, we'll change that.
Uncoordinated.
So can I have a second on the changes, please?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Number 2, applicant to discuss project.
So we're here tonight, obviously, for the site plan approval and a special use permit for the expansion of Urban Extracts, growing, processing, and distribution operations of cannabis products. It's located, as we said, in the Warwick Valley office at Technology Park. It's part of the former Big Hudson Mid-Orange correctional facility. It's located at the intersection of State School and John Hicks Drive. The site is approximately 22 acres and has 6 existing buildings. So we're proposing expansion of the main building, Big Park. Big Park is the main building and the first building. That building is about 34,000 square feet over 3 stories, a footprint of about 11,400 square feet. There is a courtyard area in the middle of the building where we're going to propose to put a 3-story addition in there, which will add about 18,000 square feet to that facility. This building will be a primary cannabis manufacturing and distribution facility for Urban Extracts. They're currently operating, and they'll continue to operate at the lawn and the amphitheater extraction facility. So that will remain, this building is going to be some automation of the product and the processing. The rear building, which is a smaller building back here, is about 5,600 square feet, 490 square feet. Its footprint will remain unchanged. That'll be used for staff accommodations, but it's really farm worker housing. It already applied to the Orange County Board of Health, which regulates that, to make sure that they'll accept this operation in support of having farm worker housing on premise. We have that application. There's a little bit of a catch-22 because the board here wants approval that they'll approve that part of the project. They give us a letter indicating that it's acceptable, but we need to have a final site plan approval from the town, and then we issue the actual permit. So the permit will be issued until we have the final site plan approval, and then they'll do a pre-permit inspection of the facility, give us our list, we'll have it modified, built it, renovated, they're ready for CO, and then the permit is issued, and it's renewed every year. So
So they will provide this board with an official letter from the health department saying, yes, I get the whole physical permit in your hand, but we need to have confirmation from them that they are going to allow this.
I contacted the health department, and the health department said they have an application, and that's it. There's been no further
So they're
issuance of anything from them, except for receival of your permit application.
the health department?
Yeah, I spoke with 2 people at the health department. I'm waiting to hear back from a third.
I called today to try to get an answer as well, so.
Do you have a contingency plan if for whatever reason they say no?
Actually, I don't believe it's required, because I did meet with Brian Foe, who's the person in charge of that area from our health. We went over it. He gave us a very specific list of criteria for that housing, size of rooms, amount of square footage for storage, personal effects, area of kitchen. So this building, we took that building and designed it so we met all that criteria, and that's the application he has in hand, which is the full architectural plans for that building.
God
I don't
knows
see it as
governments
a-
never change their mind.
Well, we hope not.
So
So-
I'm just asking, do you have a backup plan? Or let's say that they don't reject it, but they impose further requirements.
We'll comply. That's all we can say, but we'll comply with everything.
Okay.
We need that,
But you see why we're not going to give you
understand.
final approval, because we could give you final approval for something that you then can't do. And then you come back to us and go, why'd you give us final approval? Or instead, you make an argument in court, well, we got final approval from the planning board.
Too early
I
for
understand
this.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll go that far, but we'll work through that.
We gotta work through it regardless.
And this planning board has worked with the health department before on farm worker housing, so I don't expect there to be, like, the catch-22. I don't expect there to be a problem with that.
All right, so Jerry, I know we got seeker started this evening. There's, there-
So basically,
I mean, there's numerous comments that are on here. If there's any questions from you on them, you could ask them tonight or ask our engineer. I mean, we're getting started with seeker. You have a lot of outstanding agencies we're working with. This board will set a site visit probably at the next meeting if you don't want to do it tonight, to go down there and take a look at it. And then we'll go from there. What's the board's feeling on setting a site visit?
I don't see why we need to wait
Okay.
to set aside.
So what's our next meeting, our next work session?
Is, the next work session is September 8th.
September 8th,
It's gonna start getting,
5 o'clock? Before the work session?
Works for me.
5 o'clock?
prior to the work session.
Connie will send an email prior to the work session, okay?
September 8th, 5 o'clock.
Okay. All right, so we'll do comments 3 through, 3 through 45 for the record. Eric, if you have any questions on them, I mean, go ahead, I mean, see what you got.
I just, quickly just look through all these. Did you get the full plan set for civil drawings? Because
We got one version, but after this was written, I realized that there was a second one that does have some of this information on it.
okay.
But by then, the letter was, yeah, we were
Okay.
done.
And like I said, we're very early in the process.
Okay.
So as this rolls through, obviously, if there's any questions, by all means, reach out.
Eric, what was your last name?
R-O-G-G.
Okay. So we have a site visit. We'll see you there on the 8th. Can we get in the buildings at all? Perfect. Great. All right, we'll see you then. All right, thank you.
I have one more.
Oh, one more question.
And I think I brought this up at the work session, and excuse me if you gave me an answer and I didn't understand all of it, my hearing's compromised. When you say extraction, to me that, I think of like extracting olive oil from olives. Are you pressing things? You are, okay. And do you have in the plans how that is treated in terms of the waste that comes from that kind of process?
That whole process is not being proposed in this expansion.
So what's the extraction that's being
The
proposed?
extraction, nothing, because what's already permitted is what's being extracted.
Okay, so this
The
doesn't
expansion
include
is-
extraction,
No, because we
sorry,
already
a
built it.
misnomer?
Yeah,
We're calling it process.
processing, so
Processing, not
that's now taking it and putting it into products, packaging, the manufacturing of making the product after it's being extracted. The extraction is done at our existing
And
facility.
you've already gotten permitted
Yeah,
for that,
that's-
so we can remove that language from this application?
On the extraction
It is
section.
on there. It is.
You follow what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean,
But I wouldn't remove anything yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it confused me.
No, I totally agree with you, but as this process is early, let's make sure we are what we are.
maybe after the site visit.
We'll get a better look.
Whole operation.
Well, let me ask you this let me ask you this question. That piqued my interest, what you said. Is there a way of seeing your process in the other building?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I think that would help. The existing.
Yes, that's what I thought we'll do first.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good
We'll
question.
show you how we cultivate, how we
Yes.
extract, how we manufacture, and everything that we're doing now. All we're doing is expanding it here in an automated way.
Perfect.
You're gonna see us doing it manually in this new rooms, in these new places, we're gonna put automated machines. And that's why really the footprint as far as personnel pretty much stays the same. We're expanding.
Site visits worth $1,000.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that. Good question.
Can we make a note of that so that we don't lose sight of?
Absolutely. I think Laura wrote it down already. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a good evening. We'll see you on the 8th. All right, other considerations. Planning Board minutes of 7/16/25 for Planning Board approval. 2, Planning Board to discuss canceling the 8/25/25 work session and 9/3/25 meeting due to Labor Day.
Hold on. Dennis moved my minutes. Who seconded?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'll go back to that.
What?
There's a second. I'm sorry, Connie, they're your minutes. I really apologize for that.
Thank you.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. 2, Planning Board to discuss canceling the 8/25/25 work session and 9/3/25 Planning Board meeting due to the Labor Day holiday. Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence? Connie, there's no correspondence this evening, correct? Privilege of the floor for agenda items. Anyone wishing to address the board? Any agenda item? Question? Come up here, state your name.
Joe Gans, Conservation Board. Is everybody here familiar with the destruction of the trout habitat on
All right,
Main
Joe.
Road?
Joe, has nothing to do with this board.
Has
Wanna-
nothing to do with what?
if you have a conversation about that, I'll talk to you about it after. This has nothing to do with that board,
Okay.
period. I was just gonna call you because I got an email this afternoon. So it has nothing to do with this board.
Okay. I had one question though, just.
On
regarding
an
the last
agenda,
people who were
yes,
here.
on an agenda item,
The
absolutely.
last people who were here, is this for, are they farm workers for packing?
It's, we,
Plants and things like that, or what?
growing, packing, everything.
Okay, manufacturing
Manu-
as well.
yep.
Right?
Cultivating, growing, and like I said, it's very early. That's why we're discussing a site visit. We want to understand it more too.
Yeah, and then the other part too is,
Joe, it has to be, they're packing, they're growing and packing on site.
oh, they're growing it there as well?
Oh, yeah. And I got a question for you.
Sure.
Where has the Conservation Board been?
I've always been here.
No. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go back 2 years
More than that.
on every comment, and I think every board member here will say the same.
Well, I'm here today, Joe.
Great, what I would like,
You know,
I would,
I don't have a problem coming back.
well, I don't
Different
mean,
meetings that are-
I don't mean that.
What we're asking, I think, is, are you active?
Is the Conservation Board, not you personally, the board,
Active?
I'm active as part of the conservation.
is there any other members? You need at least 3 members, I'm sure.
Dan?
I can go back and talk to the other folks.
Listen, if you can do, well, I want to talk to you after about the other issue, but if we can, I think it would be quite nice with all of these projects that are here,
Yeah,
quite frankly, some pretty good projects that are in front of us right now, that we get some feedback.
yeah. I mean, we had some ideas that we were hatching that I was actually prepared to present for the Conservation Board regarding the topic that I was talking about before, Brady Road.
But that's not a planning board matter.
It's not a planning board
No, I
matter.
understand
And I
that. I just thought
emailed-
you were asking me about the Conservation.
No, I'm not asking you about, I'm
Okay, but
asking,
I'm just telling you
I'm,
what
oh,
the Conservation Board.
I'm asking you,
Yeah,
as a member of the Town of Warwick Conservation Board, an active member,
yeah.
every meeting we have comments on, our secretary provides documentation, maps on planning board projects. We get nothing in return. My question as a planning board chairman, and I have board members here, is why not? If we can, if your board is active, I'm not saying your board, the Conservation Board, we would like feedback. That's what I'm asking. Perfect.
All right.
Any, don't leave. Any other comments, concerns from the board? Then I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Thank you all.
Wait, I think she has something to
Oh, I'm
say.
sorry. Oh, my God, I'm sorry.
It's okay, I'm sorry, I'm just talking into my comment. Hi, my name is Emma Cola, I'm on 79 Ryerson Road, and I have a violation, a stop work order.
Okay, I'm going to tell you that, I'm telling you this too now. This is, that is a building department issue.
Yes.
We are the planning board. I'm sorry you came out. Joe, don't leave.
Okay,
Joe, don't leave.
That's the building.
That building department.
okay.
You have to go,
Not that we had to go in front of the.
you may, very well might have to, but you'd have to get on an agenda. We don't know. We know nothing about that.
All right, so,
Let me ask you a question while you're here. I don't want to waste your time, but what was the violation for?
trees. I took down
member, we did
I
speak.
cleared
It
out
is,
brush, and I have the pictures when I bought it.
Right, that has to go.
All right, let's address this with the building department first, and then a determination made if you have to come to the planning board.
I did talk to you.
We don't know that yet,
Okay.
all right?
I'm just not familiar, so. I'm
No, we
just
will
worried
walk
that
you
I'm-
through the process. I'm sorry you came out here, it's really not
Fine,
necessary.
I live so far.
Yeah, all right.
Have a, well, you got a good attitude, thank
We
you.
apologize that.
Well, look, take it
I'll
up,
give you my mileage next time I come.
Okay.
and I'll give you my bill for sitting here. How's that work out?
It works.
Connie, you have her information to be able to contact her, or do we need
The
it?
building department must
Building
have it.
department has it.
Okay,
Well,
somebody's got it, okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, and sorry you came out, but it goes through the building department.
Thank you very much.
Because the violation didn't come from the planning board.
No.
It came from the building.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and then I went to the building department and for Iconic, and like, it's been back and forth, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do now.
We will look into it tomorrow
Thank you very much.
and get back to you.
I just want to resolve
I
everything. Step on it.
to-
I know, we did talk and
Yeah, I just.
I'm sorry
really
that they,
didn't-
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
So we have a motion to adjourn, a second? All in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carried. All right.
Thank you very much.
We're really